It's 3 hours and 32 minutes until man begins the greatest adventure in his history.
5 minutes, Gino, and you're go down here. You're looking great.
Man is about to launch himself on a trip to the moon with the expectation of landing there.
$240,000 miles away from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, re-entering the atmosphere at speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour.
You well may be the first man on the moon. How do you personally feel about it?
Well, I have the same desires as all the astronauts. We'd all like to make that trip.
All still go at this time. 4, 3,
1.
right here to you. Lift off. Right here, lift off. And we have lift off. We have power cleared. We have power cleared. We're beginning to feel the first 100th floor.
Playing morale hasn't sagged here with the cutbacks of the space program. Are you concerned that some step in checkout may be missed that might cause a mechanical failure?
32, 2.5 down. 97. Down ahead. Well, that's not like that. Right?
Okay, T1, stay, no stay. Retro. Stay. Fido. Stay. Stay. Control. Stay.
No PDI plug 12. More problem.
Okay, listen, you guys.
We lost O2 tank 2 pressure in the NC flight. What do you want on the heater? Circuit breaker. We're going to get all the infant battery and do it in the oil pipe. We're going to never been in jail for pay above the into the U.S. atmosphere. There is it coming out of the cloud letter now. 1,000 feet to go.
At Disneyland Park, the realm devoted to things of the future is called Tomorrowland. One of the popular attractions here is our simulated rocket trip around the moon. After entering the Disneyland spaceport, visitors may experience the thrills that space travelers of the future will encounter when rocket trips to the moon become a daily routine.
When we hear the exciting news of how the rocket scientists of today are preparing for tomorrow's trip to the moon, we must remember that such a trip has long been the dream of many men since history began. Roll the moon sequence, please.
Since ancient times, since the beginning of man's ability to think, he has gazed at the heavens and dreamed that someday he would travel through space to explore the moon and planets which have eternally captivated his imagination.
However, scientists tell us it'll be many years before space travel becomes a reality.
President Eisenhower and other spokesmen of the administration have been attempting to relieve the fears and anxieties caused by Russia's spectacular breakthrough in the Earth satellite and intercontinental ballistic missile field.
The rise of Sputnik 1 and the traumatic reaction of the world's people thrust before all Americans problems wholly new.
The space age has become a new frontier in the Cold War.
We have one of the most challenging assignments that has ever been given to modern man. Expansion of human knowledge about space. Development and operation of vehicles capable of carrying instruments and man through space. preservation of the role of the United States as a leader in aeronautical and space science and technology.
It was expected for months the first man in space would be a Russian, but still the news was not welcome in Washington.
The United States man in space program is at least 8 months behind that of the Soviet Union.
Now it is time to take longer strides. Time for a great new American enterprise. Time for this nation to take a clearly leading role in space achievement, which in many ways may hold the key to our future on Earth. I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
America's team of astronauts was increased to 16 today. With the addition of 9 new members, it was specified that they will be trained for trips to the moon.
As more and more scientific instruments marked Made in America begin to show up in the space around the Earth, a wave of business-like optimism is being felt among American space officials. In both the House and Senate space committees, the committeemen have been pleading with an official of the Space Administration to tell them that he needs more money, and he's been saying no, he doesn't. His space work has been going fine on its current budget. That official is Werner von Braun, head of the famous Army rocket team, which is now in the process of being transferred to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, known from its initials as NASA.
I'm often asked just what reason there is for man's going to space. It seems the notion is popular in this age of electronic and mechanical miracles that man is rapidly becoming obsolete. Man in space, some people say, is a liability and a nuisance. Equipment can be designed to react to many known and fewer anticipated situations or events. But men can observe and correlate facts and respond to the unexpected.
This spacecraft, built by American industry for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, will be launched into space from Cape Kennedy in a few days. It will carry no astronauts. Yet this mission is one of the most important space flights to date, for this is Apollo, the first of a family of spacecraft designed to transport Americans to the moon before 1970. Many of its complex systems will fly in space for the first time aboard this spacecraft.
After the launch vehicle has placed us at the proper velocity, the command module and the service module separate from the launch vehicle. They've been pitched down at an attitude roughly like this. This engine, which we will ultimately use to return the astronauts from Earth orbit to the Earth's surface, and also in later missions to put the astronauts into lunar orbit and bring them back home from lunar orbit, will then have its first flight test.
From the Mission Control Center in Houston, Glenn Lunny will direct the flight.
We are conducting the first Apollo spacecraft test, Apollo Saturn 201, from this control center in the Mission Control Center in Houston, Texas. From now on, the Apollo flights after liftoff will be directed from this control center. We've been exercising the control center for the last couple of months, and we are ready to start flying.
Astronauts preparing for America's first lunar mission follow a complex training program designed to provide them with knowledge about the conditions they will face during their mission to the moon.
There's one way on Earth that you can reproduce the weightlessness experienced in space, and that's in this plane.
I don't know if I'm talking clearly, but pretty soon we'll go up over the top. And when we do, I'm supposed to float. And I'm going. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable. It's the most extraordinary feeling. I can't really control myself. All the dust is flying with me. I can't control myself at all.
2 years, Billy, of day and night work, months away from home. It's a big job these men have. There's nothing simple about it.
The question everybody wants to ask, what do the wives and children of these men think of their ambitions to go into space?
My wife's attitude toward this has been the same as it has been all along through all my flying, that if it's what I want to do and she's behind it, the kids are too 100%.
Well, my wife feels the same way, or of course I couldn't be here. She's with me all the way, and the boys are too little to realize what's going on yet, but I'm sure they feel the same way.
Mrs. Grissom, do you hope that he is the fellow who makes it?
Well, I don't know. How would you feel if your wife? I still want one of you guys to answer that for me.
What answer what?
Just how would you feel if it was vice versa, if it was your wife going out to outer space now? Just how would you feel about it?
The moon is a necessary first step for exploration of the planets. To fly men there and return them safely in this decade is the goal of NASA's Project Apollo. The early missions of Mercury and the experience from Gemini have brought this country to the next major milestone, the first Apollo three-man space flight. These are the men to fly that mission. Command Pilot Virgil Grissom, Mercury, Gemini, and now Apollo, his third time into space, one of the original 7 astronauts. The senior pilot, Edward White. He will be remembered for his spacewalk during Gemini 4. White has been specializing in the computers and training for the upcoming mission. Astronaut Roger Chaffee will man the 3rd Apollo seat. He has been concentrating on the flight plan and experiments.
I think everybody in the space program has been asked this 50 times, and it's probably the toughest question to answer and not sound, shall we say, corny with the answer. It's a new phase of exploration. You might say, and sound a little trite, it's there. We'd be neglecting our duties as people, as human beings, if we didn't try to investigate it. We're improving our engineering capability. We're building new equipment that has an untold number of uses in fields that we can't even conceive of today. The scientific aspect, I don't think anybody can predict what it's going to be.